guys, and this is Wandering Scholar speaking to you from one of my favorite airports in the world, Tokyo Haneda. 6 hours ago, I took off from Singapore and embarked on this 10,000 miles journey back to the United States to begin my spring semester in the hotel school at Cornell University. 6 hours later at 7 a.m, I am in a largely uninhabited Tokyo Haneda International Terminal, finding my way to the ANA Suite First Class Lounge. Now, even in 2022, flying in Asia still reminds you of the impact on international air travel. ANA or All Nippon Airways operates at both Terminal 2 and the International Terminal at Haneda. First class and Diamond Elites are invited to use the suite lounge that opens at 5 a.m. in the morning. Currently, only the lounge at gate 110 is operating due to COVID. The entrance of the lounge is right next door to the business class section. I was the first passenger entering the suite lounge on that day after my red-eye flight, and I was presented, without asking, an amuse-bouche and a glass of water upon seating. ANA's first class lounge can be best described as modest. The dark interior design and marbled floor foster a sense of corporate lounge. Not the most relaxed setting I have been to, but the Japanese hospitality certainly unwinds a rather tense environment. Aside from the individual cubicles, the lounge also features many of the standard amenities such as a phone booth, business facilities, shower, but most prominently a display of ANA's million-miler status card. Now, this is something worth applauding in an era where airlines are eliminating physical status cards using sustainability as an excuse. The foodie side of me is calling for breakfast at this hour, and I was curious to see what's on offer after experiencing a largely empty ANA lounge during COVID in 2020. During COVID, the suite lounge offers an abbreviated a la carte menu at all hours of its opening. I decided to have some Japanese comfort food, the rice ball with beef, to kickstart the new day. Of course, being considerate to all needs, the suite lounge also has a self-serve alcohol station from 5 a.m. onwards. As the jet lag kicks in from this prior sleepless night, my 2 hours doze concluded my stay at one of the quietest lounge I have been to. Now, after a 4 hours recess, let's continue on this 10,000 mile journey from Singapore to New York. The gate today is conveniently located right next to the lounge entrance, and only after looking at the departure board did I realize there are less than 10 flights leaving before noon from what used to be one of the world's busiest airports. I will be momentarily boarding the Boeing 777-300ER for a 12 hours Pacific crossing. The individual jet bridge reserved for first-class passenger makes the already immaculate Japanese boarding process an even more spotless one. Here we are inside ANA's new first-class cabin, the suite. The first class is spread across 2 rows with a total of 8 fully enclosed suites, and the cabin features a soft wooden-toned design along with a ink painting style wallpaper. Upon entry to the suite, the enormous size of the in-flight entertainment display definitely catches my attention, with this timely portrait of the sunrise at Mount Fuji on this splendid morning. The seat itself is rather understated with a dark colour tone, but a glass of glistening champagne on this fine Tokyo morning definitely instills the much needed energy to enjoy the 12 hours ahead.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you. Welcome on board.
機内が安全についてご案内します。必ずご覧ください。
Please pay attention to the following safety.
Shortly after boarding, the first-class jet bridge was removed and the light load in the back today expedited our departure. Following a powerful back massage performed by two GE90s, we were soon climbing over Tokyo Bay on this very turbulent winter day. The panoramic view of the world's most densely populated capital with a backdrop of Mount Fuji is surely a mesmerizing way to commence the lunch service. Now, let the orchestra begin. Utterly mind-blowing after 2 hours of lunch service. Even a $1,000 Japanese whiskey and the roaring Northern Pacific turbulence together cannot settle the ecstasy from the food. After a full-blown kaiseki, it's time to walk off some food in the back of the cabin. Due to Japan's stringent entry restriction at the time of the flight, there were only about 60 passengers across all 4 cabins on this Boeing 777. Coming back to the front, it's time to lower the shades and enjoy the exclusivity of a fully enclosed suite. The common issue I find with airplane bathroom is the incredibly tight garbage gate, but ANA's foot-operated apparatus is the first I've seen on any airlines. What an inspiration of Japan this is. After a decadent nap inside the private cabin, we are once again approaching the final stretch of the 12 hours Trans-Pacific journey. Tokyo's relatively high latitude makes Trans-Pacific flights taking mostly under 12 hours. The downside of a shorter flight is, of course, missing an opportunity to sample the snack meal on board. A cup of authentic matcha to start the new day in North America. Breakfast is always my least favorite meal on an airplane, but ANA's first class is nothing close to the likes of a sugar-coated French toast on United or blended omelette on others. I haven't been able to visit Japan for over 2 years now due to COVID, and word cannot describe how much I miss their fruit. I was literally stunned when I was peeling this orange. The remarkably thin skin is so captivating that I had to reach for my camera. As the table is set, it's time to open up the blinds for the aesthetic of the magic hour. It's not often in life nowadays to enjoy absolute tranquility, dining alone at 35,000 feet in your private cubicle. And ANA's absolutely delicious cuisine is no doubt an icing on the cake of what is arguably the most comfortable way to travel across the Pacific Ocean in 2022. The demise of Cathay Pacific and the geographical disadvantage of Singapore Airlines are pretty much letting Japanese carriers to dominate the Transpacific premium market. From unfolding my clothing when I change into pajamas and proactively offering souvenirs to be taken after landing, what more can you imagine if this is not the essence of Japanese hospitality? My very first flight on board ANA's first class cabin could not have gone any better, and as a lifetime member with Japan Airlines, I think ANA is really taking the lead both in terms of cabin product and flight attendants' English proficiency. It has been a pleasure and I can't wait for our next departure. Thank you for watching this Wandering Scholar video.